Welcome back. We are live. Pedro Doordash Santiago, Mr.BetonYou. Feel like it's been a while. I know we only missed 1 week, but I feel like it's been longer than that. Don't know why. I have a lot to kind of get off my mind today. I need your guys' help with some things. We have a massive giveaway to talk about. I'll get into that a little bit later. Have a story I want to share with you, questions I want to pose. Talk a little bit about this past week. For those of you that are in the beginning here, I'm sure, as you might know, I was on a cruise, just got back yesterday, 7-day cruise in basically Mexico and around that area. So it's been a great week. I'm not going to lie, but then there's some things I've been seeing and hearing, and it makes me just kind of reflect on some things. So anyways, the vibes will be high. This will be a positive stream, I hope, even though some news I have to share will not be positive, but I think it's our responsibility to try to do what we can in times when other people are struggling or having some, we're going to talk about that. Please hit a thumbs up if you guys can hear me okay. I'm going to get into the chat. We will have the StreamYard open. Just want to make sure I see a thumbs up before we... what up, Driven Mom? What up, Monique, Sherry, Maricel, Princess? Hello, Edward Lee. What up, Mill? Giggity. What up? What up? What up, Scooter Bud? What up? What up? What up? I saw Welty in the beginning. I believe I saw Cheeky Chops, Sherry, or Jerry, Jennifer. Hello, hello, Jeff. What up? I'll give some shout outs right now. And Plumley, Edith Santiago, Mr. Wax, Andy, Thomas. Appreciate all of you guys. Now, all right. I'm going to give you the topics. So the topics, as you can see, were in the thumbnail, in the description. 3 or 4 days, I think 4 days ago by this time, you guys were sending me things. So listen, I was on a vacation for a week. Everything went great. I did some videos. I gave you guys a tour. They're all on the channel. I stepped away from YouTube. I wasn't really watching anything, but I did make a couple videos, and I didn't spend a lot of time on YouTube, but I shot some things because I wanted to give myself video and I wanted to show you guys. So anyways, I did, we just got back yesterday. We had a fantastic time. Never been on a cruise before. Highly recommend it. Traveling with a toddler, though, don't recommend that necessarily. That can be a struggle, but that's maybe for a whole nother video. Anyways, so feel very grateful to be able to do that. Take the time off to do that, spend time with family. Like, it was a really good trip. Okay. But I kept getting some messages. So 4 days ago, I believe, a young man was shot while on delivery for DoorDash. He was working. He wasn't, the details are a little fuzzy. I'm gonna pull this up here, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm bringing this up. I will have the StreamYard open. This is just, for me, this happened in St. Louis, so it hits home for me. I know the street. I've delivered in that area. I've done rideshare in that area. I've been in that area. I wouldn't say it's like the worst area in St. Louis, but it's in a part of town where it's not maybe necessarily great, but it just hits home. This is St. Louis. This is I show you all these. I show you guys St. Louis every video. I'm proud of living in St. Louis. I love living in St. Louis. I love the people that live here. It gets a bad rep. So when I hear stories like this, it just kind of breaks my heart a little bit. So would I be talking about this if it happened in California? I don't know, maybe. But because it's happened in St. Louis, I want to do something for this year. I want to track this man down. I want to see if he needs something. I'm trying to figure out how I can figure things out. I want YouTube's help with this. I'm going to make some connections tomorrow, and I want to see if there's what does this young man need? Does he need anything? He hasn't passed away from what I've seen. He was in critical but like stable condition, but he got shot. So basically, let me pull this up, because I feel like when as a community we get together, we like to talk about like the bad stuff, and this is a bad situation. So one of the topics tonight is how can we help? And then secondly, what can we do? Can we share stories on things that we can do to be safe? Some things are not, or some things you can't avoid though, right? I understand that, but how can we turn this into a positive? Like this young man, one report said he was 20 and the suspect was 27. The other report said the suspect was 20 and the victim was 27. So I'm not sure. Either way, they're young. Okay. So let's pull this up real quick, and I'm going to show you what I would like to do if we can. Okay. So give me a second. Okay, so it should be up on the screen, I think. God, I'm really bad at showing you guys stuff. It gives me anxiety, actually. If I'm being honest, every time I try to show something, it actually gives me anxiety. Okay. Good Lord, help me. Okay. What the fuck? I don't even know how to. I literally don't know how to do it. Okay, so I'm here. Let me scroll down. Is that right? There we go. Okay, one man is behind bars. Let me see if I can just do that. Go back here. Okay. Okay. So can I full screen this? There we go, Pedro. Calm down. So one man is behind bars. So basically, I'm not going to read this verbatim. You could find this in the St. Louis News. Doordash driver is parking. He bumps into a car. The guy's car that he bumped into, trying to park to deliver this, or maybe even after the delivery, I'm sure it was to drop it off. I would imagine. Story doesn't give us a lot. And he hits the person's car. The person's in the car. They get out and they shoot. That's all. That's all the information. I haven't been able to find anything else. So any of it, this could have happened to any of us. Now, yeah, he hit the guy's car fender, like, trying to park. Many of us have done that, right? But yeah, was the guy that shot him scared? I have no idea. But at the end of the day, this is a fellow driver. He does what we do. He's a young man, whether he's 20 or 27, he's young. I don't know if he has a family, doesn't have a family. I want to see if he needs something. He is a hometown DoorDash driver in the city that I represent proudly. I want to find this man. Most DoorDash drivers are living day to day, week to week. I would imagine he's probably in that. He's probably doing this because he has to do it, not because he wants to, and he's got a whole bunch of money in the bank. Okay? I would imagine he's probably got kids. That's my best guess. What does he need? What can I do for him? I'm willing to do whatever I can if I can reach out to this guy and find him. So my question to y'all is, what can we do? What are we willing to do? Do we do a GoFundMe? Do we set up some donation? Do we do nothing? I don't know. I like to meet this man and just shake his hand, tell him I'm glad he's okay. What happened, man? Like, just what do you need? Do you need something, right? Do you have a family? That's my goal this week, is to connect with this young man. And he might not need anything. And then I can say, hey, you good? Cool, man. Hey, nice to meet you. And then that's it. But maybe he needs something, and I'm in a position that maybe I could help him. Maybe we could help him. Okay. So that's kind of one of the topics I want to, and we could talk about things that have happened to you when you've been out, all that kind of good stuff. Okay. And then also, obviously, we're doing the giveaway tonight. I'll get into that later. Please consider hitting the thumbs up on this channel, on the live, so we can get this video out to the YouTube algorithm and the YouTube peeps. Second topic, January. I did not watch a lot. I didn't watch really any YouTube in the last 10 days. But I've been seeing things and hearing things, and I watched a lot yesterday, catching up, and some today. Yesterday we're flying back. We had a 6-hour layover. I basically was in travel mode for 14 hours and it sucked. But first world problems. We just came home from a cruise. I'm not going to complain. So I got caught up on YouTube. I see nothing's really changed. A lot of people are saying it's slow. Are you guys, I want to talk. Is it slow for you? We knew January was going to be slow. We should not be surprised. That's why we've been talking about adapting, changing things up. You need to be forward thinking in the gig economy. So if you're feeling the strain of it being slow and you're not making money, I feel like we can only blame ourselves. That's my opinion. We can talk about that tonight. Okay. So that's what I got on my mind. If anybody is also in St. Louis and can figure out a good way to try to find this young man or get more information. I've tried a few things so far, nothing yet, but I'm going to continue. Please directly email me. Okay, I'm going to put my email up right now. If you're watching on a replay and it's Monday, email me, reach out to me, leave a comment in this video. I'll probably see it. I'll put my email up for a second here because I don't know. Listen, y'all, we have to remember, this could happen. This could happen to me. I've been put in. I remember a year and a half ago or so, a guy said he didn't get his Subway sandwich. Okay. I handed it to him. I got so mad. I got a contract violation. And within a 20-minute span, I went back to the guy's house, knocked on the door. He didn't answer because he's a coward and he's a miserable clown, legit. And it was the stupidest thing I've done in my food delivery career. Stupid. Completely idiotic that I did that. One, because I could have had a physical altercation with this guy. He was a bigger dude than me, but I was so mad, and I got my pride and ego getting away, right? I was so mad. And if he would have opened that door, he could have physical altercation. Dude, what are you doing? You're on my property. Could have shot me. Why'd you come back to my, these things can happen, right? This driver we're talking about in St. Louis backs into a guy's car trying to park. Guy pulls out a gun and shoots him. Now, we don't know what happened. It could have been an altercation. I understand that. But at the end of the day, like, that's not cool, right? And that could happen to me. If I go out to work tomorrow, it could happen to you. We put ourselves in so many situations that can be unsafe just because the amount of times we go in and out of our cars and parking lots, delivering to people we don't know, going to places we don't know. It's dark outside. It's not dark outside. This happened middle of the week and it was 7 p.m. So it's dark in St. Louis, cold night, right? It's like 30 degrees at night. Rideshare, we're picking up strangers. They're behind us. Our back is to them. We put ourselves in more situations than the average human being. So I would hope if something would happen to one of us, somebody would be out there to try to say, hey, does this person need something? We're in this community, right? And I feel because a lot of us could do something, we should try to do something. That's just how I look at it, right? And it just saddens me that that it happened. It's just crazy to me. It's nuts, right? So I want to talk about that. StreamYard will be open. I'm going to see who's in the chat, give some highs and hellos. What up, Necro? Appreciate that, man. Cherry is misunderstood. Listen, if you're trolling on Cherry's behalf, no need. But I appreciate the $4.99, Necro. Appreciate you, Alex. All right, let's see who we got in the chat. Joanne, I'm in Cali. It's going good. Edward, slower. Okay. Let's see. Shauna, Tab, Music City, Melody. What up, Welty? What up? Monique, Emily. I see Eric in the house. Bud Soda, YM, Jeff, Fire, Gary. Not really slow, but I pick the apps I work wisely for the time of the year. Yeah. Good point. I think for some of us that when it's slow, I think it might be if you only have one or two apps. But if you got multiple, you're probably pretty good. Cheeky Chops, I'm donating $5 million to Santiago. Yeah, I'll listen. Please don't. Gig work. What up, Jackie? We got deactivated if we get deactivated if we carry guns. You know what? I have no idea if that's part of the TOS. Somebody dropped me some TOS knowledge. I would imagine maybe. I would also imagine it would depend on what state you live and the laws, right? That's what I would say. What up? Listen, Flex, Alex, I appreciate y'all. I do not want this live stream to be about an individual. So please don't super chat if that is the purpose. Like I told you guys, 2023 for me is leveling up and it's all about positivity. I don't want any toxicity or drama on this channel. So if you want or are about that, kindly leave. I say that with all due respect. Let's see. Dash and Trader, what up? Yeah, we definitely got to find this young man and help him out. Listen, I 100% agree. And that's what I wanted to talk a little bit about. I'm willing, just email me, offer suggestions. I'm going to go out tomorrow and see what information I get about him, because at the end of the day, that's what's important. We are a community. We talk about being a community. When a fellow Dasher, especially somebody that lives in St. Louis, gets shot, I got to do something. I'm a guy. I have a YouTube channel. Okay. I can't keep making nonsense videos when somebody just got blasted out here in the streets. That's basically 20 miles from where I live. I can't sit in silence if somebody gets shot. Right. And there could be more to this story. And if there's more that comes out, I'll let y'all know. But this is, for me, this is a bigger deal than all the other nonsense that I see a lot of other people talking about, which absolutely means nothing. What up, Hannibal? My dude, that was a big win. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Let's see. So Florida wasn't fired. Florida, nice. I just came from Orlando, so that was nice. What up, Zach? All right, let me see if I can get a little more current here. No tip, no trips. What up? Gig Matrix, what's up? Wealthy, I see you. What up? Thanks, Red. Appreciate the $2. You guys keep leaving it all day long. All right, so Edward Lee. Okay, so let me continue on what we got here. Let's see. Cheeky Chops was on fire in the chat earlier. Okay, so that's one of the topics. I'm going to open the StreamYard in a little while. Anybody's welcome. I do want to keep it on topic. I also want to talk about, is it slow? Obviously, it's going to be slow for some of us, right? I thought it was interesting. I caught up on some comments, yesterday and a little bit of YouTube content and things like that, because I wasn't really doing that this past week, but I had time yesterday because we were at the airport for such a long time. Then I had time today because I didn't do anything today, but spent some time on TV, clean up, kind of get back in the mindset of being off vacation, right? And I read a lot of comments, and some people thinking Pedro sold out. He's a shill. He's talking about earn by time, and I appreciate the opinions. I really do. And anybody that thinks that DoorDash is paying me or that I sold out, thank you. I take that as a compliment. Like I've said many times, if DoorDash calls me, I would let you guys know. You'd be the first to know. I'd make a short. If Tony called me, you have a representative, hey, Pedro, we want to pay you for some content. I'm making a short immediately, and I'm telling y'all all the information. And if DoorDash wants to write me a fat check for, I don't know, 6 figures, they want to write me a check for $1 million. As long as I'm not selling myself out, I'm taking and cashing that check the next day, and you'll be the first to know about it. So earn by time, I was making $30 an hour, which is pretty good. So if you want to call me a show for that, if you've got a shirt, I'll wear it. I'm good with that. So I think it's funny. I think it's actually it's kind of cute, actually. I think it's really cool. So what up, Grinder with Levi? Yeah, listen, I know Levi and Hannibal are really happy right now. So let me put up the StreamYard link for you guys. Bring in a conversation about safety. What happened to this driver? What can we do? We can talk about that. We can talk about slow times. 2023 is going to continue to be rough for the majority of gig drivers, because if you're new coming into the gig space, it's going to be tough in the beginning sometimes, depending on your market. And if you're an OG, you might have to adapt. And if you don't adapt, you're going to die. That is life. It's not just a gig economy. That's life. So in 2023, my goal is to teach you guys how to make money doing other things, how to level up, maximize your opportunities. Leveling up means your mind, your money, how we think about money, the forward thinkingness of it, making some passive income. All that includes the leveling up. We leave the drama, the clowns, the miserable people, the people that just like to just jabber about nada. I leave that all behind me. And it's been 2 weeks, I guess, into 2023. I've been feeling a lot better, right? So we can talk about those things. And then I will be talking about the giveaway, which will have a little bit to do with this company right here. Sorry, the camera always gets me. Hold on, what hand am I got? There we go. Right there. These guys. We'll talk a little bit about that. $500 giveaway. Okay. And it's going to be for the next 2 weeks. So the winner will be announced on February 1st. I'll talk about that. As soon as I get the most eyes in the live, I'm going to bring that up. So I want the most people to understand what that means. And then you can always watch the replay if you want to come in and out or whatever. But $500 will be given away. So nobody's giving away that much yet on YouTube. So I'm always trying to push the envelope for you guys. What up, Brandon? All right, so let me go ahead and share the StreamYard link with you guys. I hope your vibes are high. And let's go ahead and get this show crack-a-lacking. What up, Daniel K? What up, DC? Cruz, one. Hakeem the Dream. Pedro Cruz, 1 or 10? Ooh, Hakeem, good question. And if I'm being honest, listen, it was a 9. It's the first time I've ever been on a cruise. The only thing I would have changed, I would have liked to have done a 5-day cruise versus 7-day. I know that might sound crazy to some people. A 7-day vacation is tough with a toddler. I think if we did 5 days, I think it would have been more enjoyable. But at the end of the day, we still had a great time. But what's funny about vacationing is you're basically doing 3 things. Okay? But really, the majority of those 3, you're focused on 2 things. You're eating. It's number 1. When you go on vacation and you're on a cruise, you eat. You just eat. You're at breakfast. Oh, where are we going for lunch? You're at lunch. Where are we going for dinner? You're at dinner. Oh, what show are we going to see? We're going to drink. Oh, yeah. What's the midnight snack? Oh, the pizza plate. Eat. Gluttony and excess. And that kind of grosses me out, but that's a whole nother video. You're drinking, obviously, and then you're trying to just find your way around the cruise ship. That's all you're doing, right? But we had a great time. 9 out of 10. The hospitality, the service of the people, 10.9 out of 10, like 100 out of 10, 1,000 out of 10. Did not have a bad experience from anybody that worked on that cruise ship, nor a bad experience or service from anybody on any of the ports, any of the whatever. I took a taxi into town, part of Honduras. I mean, the service, I'll tell you this right now. The service on cruises and excursions and all-inclusives in other countries, American service cannot compete. And if you're offended by that because you're American, I'm sorry. I'm an American as well. We cannot compete with what they do on those cruise ships. Those people that we cannot compete. We cannot compete. And I've been in the service industry for almost 20 years. So the service was 1,000 out of 10, cruise 9 out of 10. Okay. So let me go ahead and get this link for you guys real quick, and we'll post that, and we'll get the show going. So let's see, StreamYard. But I would definitely recommend a cruise. But for me, 7 days was just a little too much, man. It's a grind. 7 days is a grind. All right, so I'm going to pin this comment at the top of the comment section for anybody that wants to come in and talk about the safety, the driver that got shot in St. Louis. What can we do for him? Is it slowing down? How are you adapting? Things like that. And we can talk about, at some point, we'll talk about the giveaway as well. Okay, let's see here. That ship was really big, Pedro, and I had a really, yeah, it was a huge ship. 5,800 people were on the ship. It's the second biggest cruise line ship that I'm aware of. It's the second biggest. And as soon as we got off, within like 3 hours after we got off, another like 5,000 people were going on the ship. It was, the Orlando port was just absolutely nuts. It took a while to get an Uber back, but I got a great Uber driver that hooked us up. So it was crazy, man. It's a wild experience. Okay, so I'm pinning the message right now for anybody that wants to come on in. There we go. It's pinned up at the top. All right. Let's read some comments while you guys are waiting on that. 138 in 4 hours, but no joke. Nice. And if anybody wants to know, cruises are not cheap. You can get a good deal, but you're going to spend a lot of money. All the gratuity, it's automatic gratuity. I made a video about that. There's a lot of traveling costs, and there's just a lot. You have to really plan for it. You know what I'm saying? So just know that ahead of time. But definitely there's a lot of ways you could vacation that's going to be much cheaper, but the cruise is definitely an experience. Okay. See a couple people popping in. I see some of the OGs. Just wait a few minutes, y'all. You guys can come in a second. Does Pedro make more by the hour with DoorDash or some or less in St. Louis market? What do you mean? I don't know what that means. More by the hour with DoorDash or same or less in St. Louis market? More than what? With DoorDash, it's between 25 and 30 bucks. What up, Rodney? What up, Renee? Hello. Living life. I see all of you guys. Appreciate you. Brian, appreciate you. Okay, so let's get back to the bottom here. Sorry, I feel like I haven't done a live in a while, so I'm not as fluid today. What up, Dad Dash? How you doing? Once you go on a few, yeah, Dad Dash, I think so, because we met a lot of awesome people. I met 2 people that knew me from YouTube. That was crazy. My girlfriend was like, "You think you're going to see anybody?" I was like, "No way." 2 people in the same day on the cruise ship. That was pretty cool. Took some pictures. That was kind of weird, but so anyways, met a lot of people, and a lot of people. There was only a handful of people that I met that they said it was their first cruise, right? And it was my first cruise. Madison had been on one before. It was obviously Ruby's first cruise. But a lot of people, it was my 8th cruise. One lady, we've been on 40 cruises. It was a couple, and they were like in their 60s or 70s. I mean, just a lot of older people, a lot of families. I mean, a really good group of people. You're basically you're in a small city, it feels like. You're in like a big-ass mall, and like it's every demographic of every kind of person's in the same area. It's pretty cool. But great point. I think once you do a few, then you're going to get some deals and stuff like that, right? And that was also my experience when I would do all-inclusives to Mexico and other places. You do a few, then they're going to send you some deals, some promos, 50% off, blah, blah, blah. You know, if you plan them out in advance, you can pay like per month, and those are really good deals as well. So, okay, so anybody that's coming in on the live stream, we're going to stay on topic. If you want to come in and you got something else on your mind, sorry, tonight's not the show for that. I want to talk about safety. If you want to share stories, what do you think about the guy that got like that's crazy, right? What do you think we can do for him? And I also want to talk about Slowdown. Are you experiencing that this month in January, or are you making about the same? How are you feeling? Are you hopeful for 2023? Those are the things that I like to talk about tonight. If you want to bring up other things, that will be for a different show, and we do this every week, so no worries. You can always come back. Okay. Yes, Welty, plug away. All I heard is some Brian or no Dasher plug away. Much appreciated. Yeah. Yes, plug them. What up, Dasher Bench? All right. So I see Bud Soda. I see Sean. I see the Matrix, I see Thomas, and I see Laura. So let me go ahead and get this going. Let me get my headset on. I got to get a new headset. I busted mine. You see this one on this side? It's a little wonky. Okay. Let's see. What we still here? Don't let Bud Soda on. Uh-oh. Why? Is Bud Soda going to do something? Wealthy said Bud Soda is a sellout. What? Uh-oh. I got to let Bud Soda on because Bud Soda is an OG. So if there's something I don't know about, I'll find out in a minute. But I always give Bud Soda the benefit of the doubt. Because he's been rocking with me since day one. So Bud Soda always can come on. Let's see. No, I didn't buy one. I got to buy one. I'm broke, man. I just went on a cruise. I got no money. What are you talking about? Before I bring you guys out, let me, if anybody can relate, one more travel story. Don't do this because I was not prepared. We drove the car because we had all this luggage. We had the baby. I was like, I'll leave the car in the airport parking lot. Had never done that before. Usually I would leave it like across the highway at like one of the places where it's like $7 a day. How much do you think it cost me? I want to put some guesses in before I let the guys on the show. How much do you think I paid for 8 days of parking at St. Louis and Lambert? St. Louis is not a big airport hub. Okay, this isn't Dallas and O'Hare and JFK and New York and like. How much do you think I paid for 8 days of parking in St. Louis? Somebody drop a comment. Rational Dasher says, okay. Krista says 150. Okay, any other guesses? 150. Jerry Smith says 300. Oh, not 300. 8 times 40, 320. Woo, man, 360. Woo, 140. I thought I paid a lot. You guys are banging me with $300. Great, probably 225. Okay, yeah, close. I'm pretty. I paid $200, and I was mad. I'm not gonna lie. I was mad. I was hot. I didn't expect to end my vacation with a $200 parking bill. But so do your research. It would have been cheaper for me to take an Uber there and back. Uber would have cost me probably $100 total. $200. Not fun. Not fun. Okay, let's go ahead and let these guys in. I see Bud Soda. What's up, bro? Oh, I think he's muted.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, man?
Very busy. Trying to earn $700. I have a very slight chance, but it has to go my way and stay very busy, and all the other dancers go away.
Gotcha. All right, I'm gonna bring in the Rational Driver. How you doing, my brother?
Doing great, Pedro. How you doing?
Good to see you. I'm well. And we're gonna bring in the Matrix. The Matrix. What's up, man?
What up? What up?
What up? So I want to start. I'm going to start with Rational Driver. If you guys have YouTube on, make sure it's paused or you have it low so there's no feedback. Let me go ahead and put this comment. Let me go ahead and get rid of this one. Hold on a second. Okay, so Rational Driver, what do you think about driver safety? Can you share a story? Like, can we even do anything? Like, how safe do you feel when you're out? Should we do something to try to help this young man? I don't know how long you've been listening, but what are your thoughts on some of that?
Oh, I mean, I have a really unpopular opinion about driver safety.
Sure.
I actually went. I constantly one of the mistakes I used to make this year was I'd get myself wrapped up in a lot of these heated arguments, these emotional arguments about driver safety. I actually did a deep dive on the Department of Labor and OSHA statistics when it comes to the taxi industry for that. And you can go all the way back 50, 60 years for that. We're in an industry where safety, we're in like the top hazardous positions when it comes to fatalities and injuries. Now, not a lot of people know that. Uh-huh. So, like, you're already entering something that's pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
So and I'm not going to sit there and use that argument to like be a spokesman for Uber or Lyft, whatever. They could definitely be more effective at safety and stuff like that. But you really have to look at this and get some perspective. Like, the people have these visceral emotional reactions to someone getting shot. They're like, "Oh my God, how dare DoorDash do this?" And it's like, well, like you said earlier, there's so much to this. The guy bumped the other guy's car. just the other week, right around like New Year's and Christmas, I had a driver in Philly airport get out of his car and try to get a little fist fight at the airport pickup in front of my customer. Like it just, people are people, and you just have to do your best to sit there and just be vigilant and protect yourself. Like, yes, it's against the terms of service to have a weapon, but in the end,
yeah, but it doesn't matter if you wouldn't you rather have it if you're
exactly that's the point. That's the point that I was just about to make. That's the point I was just about to make, Pedro. Is I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't blame, like you. I don't blame DoorDash for this. That's not DoorDash's fault at all. Not like I don't give them 1% blame. This is, you know what I'm saying? Like it happens, and like you said, like this is delivery driving, over the road truck driving. It is more dangerous than a lot of other professions that we would think would be more dangerous, just because of the amount of situations we put ourselves in. And driving is very dangerous. Just the act of driving alone, right? And you couple that with the interactions with people, and it just, over time, things will naturally, organically happen that could be unsafe. And it's crazy, but I think you bring up some good points, and I don't blame you.
Yeah, because I can sit there and tell stories about the one time I went to this small town outside of Philadelphia, Bridgeport, and I swear this guy had a gun in his waistband. It's just like, what do you do in that situation? This is why, like, I have a silent alarm right there on my dash. The second that I feel like I'm in trouble, I hit this button, and this device sits there and hits up 5 contacts plus 911. Yeah. Getting it's only $100 device. You sit there, you get something like that, boom. Like there's nothing that's going to protect you 100%, but at least. What do you do?
At least you have something. Yeah, you being prepared is smart. The Matrix. What are your thoughts on this? And what, if you have a story of something that maybe happened to you and it made you think about safety while you're out a little bit differently?
My main concern since I started this job, to be completely honest, is dogs.
I feel like you've mentioned that before.
Have I?
I feel like you have. Not that I don't want you to again, but I feel like I remember, maybe it was you or somebody else, but I feel like dogs is something a lot of people kind of think of.
Yeah, based other on than like you said, like the inherent risk. We drive like 10 times more than the average person, right? So our risk is going to be elevated no matter what. Forget about guns or knives, or if you're on the road, there are risks. So that part of it, I take into consideration every day, but the number one thing that I've told everybody about this job is dogs. It's the only downfall, because I've just had a couple of encounters where, like a 12-year-old will answer the door and forget that they own a Rottweiler. And it's like, I've had to push the door shut a couple of times, not with aggression, but just kind of gently say, hey, your dog's barking. And I point at the ground and say, I'm going to leave the order here. Let me leave. I have to take a picture of it. Mm-hmm. And, it's been, maybe 5 times in like 8,000 deliveries. So it's certainly not, a big deal. When I was going for Top Dasher, I had to deliver to some places that I would never deliver to, just personally. I know you live in St. Louis and good, bad, ugly neighborhoods, whatever. We all know it. It's not, it is what it is. And when I had to try and make Top Dasher and take those trashy orders, there was a couple of times I felt unsafe. Either a guy got into the back of my car and said, Uber. And I said, no, I'm not Uber. Get out of my car. Like, I was dropping off a DoorDash. He didn't speak English. He thought I was his Uber. And it just was like, no. And so, unsafe, it's pretty infrequently. I feel safer than a cab driver. I feel safer than maybe a Domino's delivery driver, because I get to pick where I go.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think that's a good point. I definitely feel taxi drivers, Domino's, even rideshare. I've done rideshare. That's more situations you're putting in that something could go sideways. versus
I would never do rideshare. I've seen your videos. I would never put a person in my car. Uber has bonuses for like $100 if you do 5 rides. And I'm like, nope. I would never put a stranger.
Yeah, I don't mind it. You know that.
In the back of my car. So I salute you for that. But I will never be, that will never be part of the gig matrix is ride.
No, I hear that. I think a lot of people share that thought, and rightfully so. You got to do what you feel comfortable doing, what makes you happy. I like rideshare more than food delivery. That's just me.
Why?
I naturally enjoy meeting people. I've had really good interactions with 99% of the rides I've done, and I just like it. And the money's good.
Weirdos freak you out though, or
sometimes, but you got to understand, I'm a little weird, so I actually get a little bit. I actually get some energy from that. I get like I get like a rush. Maybe that says something about me. I don't know, but like
looking for a fight.
Yeah, not looking for a fight.
No, I'm just
I never had, but I kind of enjoy. I just enjoy it. I enjoy it, and I feel like, if you know where to go and what times, you're just taking people to work. You're taking them to the airport, or you're taking them to a dinner. That's it, So those are the majority of my runs. So I enjoy it, but it's definitely safer to do food delivery. I was just surprised when I heard the story. I wasn't surprised. It just hit me at a time where I was like, oh, I'm on a week vacation, feeling really good, grateful. And I see this, it's like, damn.
But here's the thing, Pedro, if that guy's not doing a DoorDash and he's a rando neighbor in the neighborhood or a guy from out of town and he backs into that particular guy's car, he might get shot no matter what. I think it had nothing to do with DoorDash.
No, it didn't. It didn't. But that driver, and that's why I want to kind of see if I can meet this guy or talk to him or get more information. He wouldn't maybe have been in that situation in that neighborhood if he wasn't doing DoorDash.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? A lot of people in my market are really new to this. Most of the people, 99 out of 10 drivers I meet, when I ask them how long they've been doing this, they say a few weeks.
Wow.
And we also have a community. It's very diverse in St. Louis. We have a lot of people from parts of Africa, and they work these apps. Parts of Asia, big Hispanic community in St. Louis, and English is their second language. And a lot of people in my market, English is their second language. They don't, and they're doing these apps because it's easy to get on. It's an opportunity, right? And I can envision this guy maybe not even really knowing what that neighborhood was about and it happening. And then that to me is like, well, he put himself in a situation because of the gig apps. Now, I don't blame DoorDash at all, like 0%. But it just shows the positions that we put ourselves sometimes in, and how at least I take for granted the kind of work I'm doing. And like, you never know what situation you might run yourself into, right? So this isn't like, oh, let's scare everybody. Like, that's not what this is about. But we have to realize that doing DoorDash and the gig apps, you're going to put yourselves in situations that most W-2s you're not putting yourself into.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how many DoorDashers carry a legal firearm.
Yeah, I don't know. I posted that question a second ago. Should we, do you, whatever, Bud Soda, what do you think about this, and what are your thoughts?
So safety wise, you had maybe not pulled on you, but some crazy guy at the top of the stairs was gone.
Yeah.
You. And then, my situation, not too long after that, actually, I had a guy who wanted to stab me. It was not fun. Situational awareness is the biggest deal. Even like people let their guard down during the daytime, and I got a slap of reality that day. I was really scared.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. Well, anyways, obviously I'm working, but be situationally aware. My situation was 4-way intersection. I was not even putting 15 miles an hour, but there was a blind where they have to stop. I didn't realize there's a school bus sitting back there, so the guy got very upset that I went through and basically threatened to beat me up, wanted to stab me. He definitely had his hand on a pocket knife. I was going to just show him my phone, and he freaked, and I had to back up. So I just got back in my car, drove a block away, had the customer meet me. It was I'm like, that lady always tipped nice, but that was a bad neighborhood. I'm never going back to that section of the city. And I've delivered to the projects. I had to clip my knife there once because someone was looking menacing. But once I did, he ran off because he's like, I'm aware. Situational awareness is the biggest deal. That's where I'll knock her by time, because you have to take whatever. I don't know in your market whether it lets you, it just stays in your zone for the most part.
This is what I'll say to you about that. When I did it for the 3 days, is that it definitely kept me in that zone. And if not in the zone, it kept me maybe 1 or 2 miles out of the zone, but I can come back in. Another thing you got to remember is with the earn by time is you can decline 1 or 2, whatever, but that's not the point. But what you can do is you just if it's taking you somewhere you don't want to go, you don't take it, and then you just go back to your earn by order.
Yeah, well, in my market, I mean, besides the safety issue, because we have 2 zones. One's the Port Drum zone, and one's the Watertown zone. I work the Port Drum end of for the most part, but I do go work the city at night, and I don't want to lose that ability. I had only one dasher tell me they've had a positive experience. All the rest tell me they didn't make jack, and they were getting very frustrated. And I'm like, please don't give up, because we're short dashers. I'm like, you're going to make some amazing money. Don't take nothing less than $11 stack ever, even when it's slower.
Yeah, I mean, everything that we do is going to be, for me, I know this is cliche, everybody's market's different, So it works for me. I showed everybody that it worked for me. I showed literally all those videos. I think I got like 50,000 views on those 4 videos. And numbers don't lie. So,
okay.
But everything's market specific. I don't want to go I don't want to get off track. But everything's market specific.
The safety side is it will take me to that dangerous spot 10 miles away, because I'm basically blindly accepting whatever.
Yeah.
And maybe I already used my 1 decline on it. I mean, my market is you can go 20 miles away easily.
Mm-hmm.
And if I already use my decline, well, I can't do that. I have to go where it tells me. So I would never, ever, ever do that. Absolutely. Because I feel it would put my personal safety at risk.
Absolutely.
I don't want to.
I agree. I would not do earn by time in St. Louis at nighttime, but during the daytime, I think my safety. I look at it a little bit differently. I would definitely not do it. I wouldn't go places at night, but I don't work at night. Y'all know that, so it's different.
I'm sorry, I'm a little upset. It's just that whole experience is very traumatizing to me.
Yeah.
To where I thought I was going to be done.
Yeah.
So.
No, I get it. I get it.
That's why I'm arguing wicked heavy on it. I apologize. I didn't mean to get over aggressive, but I really, really feel like I would never ever do it because of that reason.
Yeah, you don't have to apologize, man. You're not being aggressive at all.
So my thinking is that earn by time will keep you in the nicer area if you got tons of zones. But if you have a big zone or 2 like mine, maybe it's probably not so good as far as the safety side, because it's probably going to end up taking you somewhere you wouldn't want to go.
Yeah. No, I get that for sure. Let me give a quick shout out to Gig Hustler, rep in Chicago. Appreciate you coming in, man. I see you out there. Thank you. But I think it's just, I like that, you guys are giving me your opinion on the safety stuff. And I realize also, like Rational Driver said, we can't put this on DoorDash. We ultimately have to take personal responsibility for the situations we put ourselves in, where we pick up and drop off. That's why a lot of us preach and talk about, hey, where does that delivery leave me? Okay, if it's in an undesirable neighborhood, or if I don't feel safe, forget the amount of money. I don't care if it's a $50 stack, or it doesn't, if you don't feel safe, you just don't take it, guys, right? It's not, not that these things are going to happen to often, but if you don't feel safe, you got to trust your instinct, your gut. You just don't take it, and you just wait for the next offer, and you take one that makes sense for you, right? That's kind of how I look at it. I don't put this in DoorDash at all. It doesn't seem like it's the driver's fault. These things will happen just because naturally we're putting ourselves in positions, but we got to remember the neighborhood, and looking up crime rates in your zones. A lot of us dash in areas that maybe we're unfamiliar with. We're brand new. Maybe we're from out of town. Maybe you're dashing across America and you're dashing. Look up your crime rates or whatever. If I'm in a particular city, what areas are bad? So if I'm going to Memphis is also another dangerous city. If I'm going to Detroit, if I'm going to parts of Louisiana, if I'm going to, parts of New York, like Florida, right? Look and see, okay, what areas, Chicago, exactly. Look and see what areas. I'm not going to dash in the west side of Chicago. No way. There's It literally, if you wanted me to go pick up a McDonald's order and drop it off, okay, in Cabrini Greens, or what used to be Cabrini Greens, or Alpha Ashland, or Division Street, and it's $100 McDonald's going a mile, I'm probably not doing it if it's like midnight. There's no way, because I know that area and I know that it could be maybe a little bit rough. That's just me. I'm old, and if I was younger, maybe I'd be a little more whatever. But there's certain areas in Chicago you don't want to dash in at night, And Gig Hustler's in here, he probably knows, right? So we just have to make good decisions and not always just follow the money. We got to think, like, be forward thinking and how we move, and just make sure we're protecting ourselves. I just wanted us to think about that tonight, because when I saw the story, that hits home. Because I could literally hop in my car right now. It would only take me about 20-25 minutes to get to where that young man was at. It's a couple highways away. Like, it'd be boom, boom. And I've been in that area doing rideshare, and it's like, it's nuts, man. This is crazy. So,
well, Pedro, just hitting.
Go ahead.
Sorry, bud. Just saying, real quick. A lot of this gig economy is built on risk assessment skills. You need to have that in your toolkit. If you cannot assess risk properly, get out of this. I always tell new drivers, I just actually signed up a new guy down in South Carolina. He was up here this weekend. If you sit there and drive during the daylight, you're already eliminating like 95% of the risk of gig economy.
Good point. Yeah,
but you just need to you just need to know your area. You just got to sit there and be able to assess risk. When you sit there and you see that fool, that clown coming up on you, and he just looks a little bit shady, decline it. I keep my doors locked. If someone's stumbling to my car, is not getting into my car. Like, sorry, that's why I do like mostly airport runs now. Yeah. Doing airport runs no matter the time of the day out of Philly. 99% of the time I'm getting a good ride. 99% of the time I'm getting tipped too. So it's.
Oh, the airport runs are always really. I always like those, because they usually pay pretty well. They're usually professionals or families or people in good moods going on vacation or this or that. Like, or if it's a professional person, they're just on their phone or laptop and they're just chilling. You just take them, and the monies are usually really good. So,
and not just that, but like someone like you with your personality would do exceptionally well, because you're very personable. And this is kind of why I feel like I do long rides really well, because I get a chance. I get 30, 40, 50 minutes to sit there and get to know someone and let them get to know me. So
no, I love those runs. Yeah. Matrix,
those airport rides, do they have caps on miles? Can you be taking people like 60 miles or?
Oh, there's no cap. There's no cap.
There's no cap at all. Like the cap is what you set for yourself. Like what I usually do with Lyft is I'll sit there, I'll get to the airport, and then as soon as I get to the airport, I'm running an airport game all night. Like, I'll sit there and take you to Delaware, Jersey. I'll even go up to JFK. I'll go down to DC, Baltimore. I'll go anywhere anyone needs to go for the right amount of money. But like, once I'm at the airport, it's game on.
But do you have to deadhead back to the airport?
Sometimes, yeah. Like, I have my app on and filtered towards back to Essington Avenue, which is the airport. So I drop someone off, I'm immediately heading back, and if I get a ride along the way, I get a ride along the way. But you know what?
Somebody going to the airport? Do you kind of get those back and forths?
Yeah. But the thing, too, is, like, I know it's not going to be efficient. I know people are going to sit there and knock the strategy that way. But overall, I'd rather have the convenience of being almost 100% safe, getting 100% of a good client, than being 100% effective. Like I could be like Sergio over at the rideshare guy, and sit there and be like nailing out shorties all day in Surge, and being like looking at this as the most efficient way. But efficiency versus risk assessment, you have to build this.
Yeah, you got to do what works for you. Like I said, you got to be comfortable, right? There's something to be said for working the apps in a way that makes you feel good. And if you're meeting your financial goals, forget about what everybody else says.
Exactly, and not just that, but like the last 8 weeks, switching my strategy up and doing just airport game mostly now. I've went from like 30 weeks where I was maybe making like 32 utilized hour per hour to like over the like last 8 weeks, I make like $50 on a utilized hour just by
can't beat that.
Switching up my game, going to the airport. You know, Philly International is 50 miles from my house, so I'm going 50 miles out of my way. But I'm taking advantage of using Lyft, scheduled rides, using Sketty. You know, sitting there, getting there, and then boom, running a train.
Yeah,
you got me thinking about it, but I'm still not putting a stranger behind me.
Listen, I think the Matrix. If the Matrix, if you have any doubt, just don't. If you're making your money doing what you're doing now, why even open up that can? You know what I mean? Like
I've had some double Ubers and Spark Walmart orders that are 50 and $60 runs. So it's kind of the same thing. It happens, you know, once in a while. It can happen, but I don't like people behind me.
So we have I got two people waiting in the background. I'm gonna let them in with you, gentlemen. I got Laura and I have Dasher Benj. Bud Soda, if you want to, I think you had something you want to add before.
Bring them in because I want to ask everybody this question.
Okay, so we got Laura. Laura, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hello, good to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Fantastic. And let's bring in my man Dasher Benj. I see Dasher Benj getting a lot of love in the chat. I love it. Dasher Benj, how you doing, man?
I was doing fine until I showed up here, and now I'm doing wonderful.
Oh, well, hey, listen. No.
Curveball.
That's good. And because this is what this space is about. This is what the Sundays are for, right? Positive stuff, connection, like helping each other reach goals. And I think you're getting some subs tonight. I love it. Puts a big smile on my face. So, Bud Soda, you said you wanted to open up a question to some people. Go ahead.
So the last thing on safety before we get to how slow it is. On DoorDash, they had that very safe, ultra safe, unsafe. For me, only ever ask me in places I feel very safe. It'd be the nicer neighborhoods, Fort Drum.
Same.
And like, does everyone else like ever get it to prompt when you were feeling sketch?
No, I get the exact thing that you just said. In the most pristine, safest, well-lit neighborhoods, it'll prompt me after the drop-off, did you feel safe? And I'm like, hell yeah, I felt safe. That, you know, this is it was a big order, but I've never seen it come up when I'm in a sketchy neighborhood.
Interesting. Huh. I don't know. But Soda, hold up. Repeat that question. What did you ask again? I might have missed something there.
Okay, so it prompts you if it's very safe, mostly safe, or unsafe.
What prompts you?
Now,
what
it may not be in all markets, but it's in most markets.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, I have not seen that in St. Louis. Okay. Got it.
Does it prompt you when you're in just a safe area, or does it actually prompt when you were feeling sketched? Or you had problems with dogs or something like that.
I haven't seen that yet. I've seen the new safety features that were rolled out a few months back, and I thought some of those were actually pretty cool and helpful, like the porch light reminder for the customer, and the fact that you could like flag or ban customers. Like if you had a bad experience or something didn't feel right, you could actually like attach like a note to that so you won't get offers for that address again. I thought those were cool, but I haven't seen the notification question after drop off. I haven't seen that yet.
I think it's an optics play by DoorDash to just say, hey, look, we're asking our drivers if they're safe. Look at us being, responsible. I think it's an optics look. I don't understand it. Yeah. Like Bud Soda said,
if they only ask it in middle class or higher neighborhoods, then their statistics are going to be way skewed.
Sure, that's why it might be optics.
Saying they should have maps of where dashes reported problems or where there was local news on it.
Yeah, I think it's more of an optics look. Bud Soto, may I say, by the way, that you look like a friendly lion, and I want to pet your name.
Oh, dude, this is a one tired lion. I'll tell you that.
You look great, man. Love that look.
It's crazy. So Laura, I don't know how long. I know you look like you're driving. Don't know how long you've been listening. What do you when you're out there doing your gig work? Like, and I know you're traveling. Like, how you feel pretty safe? Are there any things that any stories you'd like to share, or things you'd like to do to make sure you stay safe? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, basically, when I was in Phoenix, which I'm not right now, I was staying in the Scottsdale, Arizona area, which is totally like, where all the rich people live. So I was safe pretty much all the time. Once in a while, it would send me back over to the north area, and some of those have little pockets of sketch. But I always do it during the day, anyways. Most of the time, especially being female, I'm trying to take all the precautions I can. Mm-hmm. Like I am finally doing the car life. I did it. I'm sitting in my car on my third day. So I have been trying to pull every precaution I can while I'm doing that. I haven't dashed yet here in Palm Springs, but I plan on it probably very soon.
What's the car of life? What did she say?
Car life, where you travel and you travel in your car. Like
traveling and dashing and
like
seeing
you don't
things.
stay in hotels.
Are you living in your car or just traveling?
Well, technically yes, but it's not like I'm homeless or anything. I have a home base where I live.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. I've seen a couple of YouTube channels.
I'm
I'm gonna live in my car for 30 days.
Yeah.
That's basically what I'm doing, and I decided to do it in January because to start off and try it out. Because I didn't want to jump in full throttle and say, okay, I'm going to do this without even trying it out. And decided January would be the best month, and it's where the timing was because it's slow. And so I figured, it's a good time to take time off of work and try it out and kind of. It's been storming here, though. It was crazy yesterday. The rain here was obscene. I've never driven in rain like that.
Yeah, rain. I hate driving in rain. That sucks. Let me get Dasher. Let me get Dasher Benjamin on the combo. What do you think about the topic of safety? And is there any stories you can share about what you do or what you've been a part of? Anything like that?
Yeah, real quick. Answering his question. Yeah, I have seen that prompt a few times, maybe 4 or 5 times, and I haven't actually been to a shady drop-off in a little while. That will be changing soon. I'm going to be going for top dasher at the end of the month. Yeah, think what you want of me.
Hey, do what you got. Listen, man, I'm going to tell you this right now, and I said it in a video, and most people missed it, but I'll share it with y'all now. The critical or judgmental Pedro is done. So you do what works for you, bro. And if you're seeing results, I will applaud and salute you and show you nothing but love. And I'm leaving that negativity behind. So if that works for you, do it. If it doesn't work, then you know it doesn't work and you try something else. So
yeah, honestly, this is my first time in a few months not doing it, and I miss it mostly just because I keep missing the scheduling. So
yeah,
I just can't keep on top of that. Yeah. But anywho, I have seen the prompt. And again, it is mostly in I'm like, okay, why would they ask me this? It's like, I didn't really, other than a little bit of difficulty parking, I haven't really had any trouble, but I have wondered about the DoorDash safety updates that they rolled out a few months ago. If they're, of course you can see the ADT logo and everything, which I think is really cool. Yeah, so it kind of makes me cringe when people are like, DoorDash doesn't care for your safety. Okay, maybe they don't care for our pay, but yeah.
I think they're trying to. I think DoorDash does hear us at times, right? Yeah. And I think any big corporation, like the casino I worked at, they would listen and they would do what they can, but ultimately, they can't fix everything for us. We can't. We're independent, so we like to say we're independent. Right. So we can't expect them to hold our hand either, right? We can't. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think you bring up a good point.
I like the porch light reminder. I do still see some dark porch lights, but normally my customers are pretty good about that. But I would much rather, of course, this is out of their hands, but I'd much rather they require either ban apartment dwellers, and I say that as an apartment dweller who occasionally orders DoorDash. Ban apartment dwellers. I can take
same.
Either that, or at the very least, require them to put signs on each side of the buildings and put lighting on the signs and accurate signs and teach these people how to count to 2, whoever's arranging these things.
I think if DoorDash, I mean, I hear you on the apartments, they'd lose half their business though.
Well, if people just went out and met you on the porch, I mean, I think that eliminates everything. Yeah. Like that's one thing. I order DoorDash all the time, and I'll meet you on the porch.
Curious, what's the whole point of an apartment gate?
The ones with gate codes are actually the most safe.
Yeah, like what's the point of an apartment gate? Like, is somebody going to break in at night and steal one of the buildings? Like, is the
I don't know. I've never lived in
not enough.
I never lived in a place
it's a selling point.
It's optics.
It lets them increase the rent to say, hey, it's a gated community.
Knows patterns and would break into people's houses, their apartments while they were gone. Mm-hmm. So that's a big part of it.
Although if I was a criminal and I was going to try to break in somewhere, I'd probably avoid the gated community. Seems like more of a pain.
It's more of a hassle. Do I got to climb over? Do I need to try to?
Yeah, I might stab myself.
You know what's funny though? Like some of these apartments, at least in St. Louis, there's a gate, and the gate don't even work sometimes. It's open. So
exactly. It's wide open, or I can just sneak in when somebody else is.
Sneak in when somebody gets in. The gated communities in really nice neighborhoods that are like there's a gate, but it's a home, or like a really nice condo division. Those are the ones that might be manned by a person or like they're really actually working. But like the ones that are just in like the random apartment complexes, like those are the ones those customers don't give you gate codes anyway. And you got
there's 1 or 2 complexes in my area where you can literally like right on the box, you can select that you're a delivery driver and it'll let you in. Like, okay, if it's, I mean, I love it.
What's the point of that?
I love it for me, but what's the point? Like any fool can claim to be a delivery driver.
I'm a criminal driver.
It's literally that easy. No pin code, nothing.
Well, to quote George Carlin, it's the illusion of safety.
There you go.
Yeah, and we've been seeing a lot of that in the last few years.
Shout out to the random George Carlin reference. I am a huge George Carlin fan. I think he is
over 40 years old.
He's on my Mount Rushmore of comedians. So I just throwing that out there for you guys.
But, last few years have proven people want the illusion of safety more than anything.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to add, Pedro, at nighttime, I find it's easier and safer to deliver to apartments. Because everything's lit up because it's one address on a giant building, and they can kind of see it.
Oh man, that must be nice.
Maybe not. No, there's some trash apartments, but if you're going to a house, the address plates are like brown on black. Address plates are black on brown. You cannot see them even in the daytime. I have to get out, walk up somebody's driveway, get like 6 inches from the address to see it. And I'm at the wrong address. I'm at somebody's property I shouldn't be on.
Reflective signs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. That'd be nice. But I feel like at night I can deliver to apartments better than individual houses because I cannot read the address plate. I have to walk right up to it to actually see it if the pin is off on the map.
Now, for me, there's several areas it's really hit and miss, but there are some houses that I swear are just not labeled, period, and that's a real hassle, day or night. But if you use the timestamp app, I use it like not only for taking pictures with the DoorDash, but it pinpoints those locations with a surprisingly good level of accuracy. Occasionally like off or on, but you can use that. It's like if you're like right up to the house you think is correct, you can check on the timestamp and pull up the timestamp app, and if it says it's the correct address, then go for it.
I just hate walking up to somebody's up their driveway and they have their camera pops on and it makes a little sound. It's like, hey, you're on video, and I'm staring at their address plate and I'm on somebody's property that I shouldn't be on because I can't see it or the pin is wrong.
That's a big part of the nighttime driving delivery that you got to be careful because that GPS might not pin you right and you don't see the address. You're walking up and they're like, "Who's this person?" Who people get a little sketchy and then they come outside, they confront you. You got to.
What are you doing on my property?
Yeah, what are you doing on my property?
The guy was like super aggressive. And then he realized who I was that I delivered to him several times. So I thought it was his house, but I actually checked the number and it was like 4 digits, it's like 4 numbers off. I was like, oh, crud. And he's like, oh, no, you're that cool dasher. You know, it's like, okay. It's like, thank goodness he
So he
confused
spared
quickly
you.
because I provide good customer service. But Jesus, it could get bad because he was holding something behind. I bet you he was holding a piece.
Yeah.
I want to ask you guys a question as a group. I'll kind of go around, okay? Because I had some comments in the video that I put out today, and one that I put out in previous times where people said that DoorDash should just not allow delivery to certain neighborhoods.
I mean,
so first, what I mean, you know,
I say no.
So I want to start with Bud Soda, and we'll kind of go around. So Bud Soda, give me your 1 minute or less answer, or what do you think about that statement?
No, because there's someone who always worked demographic, someone who's from that neighborhood, someone who's got people who look out for him. Like East Syracuse, really bad neighborhood, and there's tons and tons of smart orders that, you know, they get boosted up, they pay real well, you know, and they worry about the tip bait. So like, there's always someone who can or will work that demographic. Especially people who are like former felons and they're from around that area. You know, that's
hold on. Stop. Hold on. Stop.
Hang on.
Hold up. Pause.
Record scratch.
Bud Soda. Pause.
It's a way for people to make money and clean up their life, man.
Pause. Listen. I hear you, but that's not the question. The question is, should DoorDash eliminate deliveries to certain areas? Yes or no? You're saying no, right?
He's muted.
Oh, I didn't mute him. Did he mute himself?
He muted himself.
He didn't like that I said pause. Okay.
No, there you go.
Just ran into a ditch and muted himself.
Oh, okay. So we'll move on. Okay. The rational driver. What do you think about multiple people suggesting DoorDash should not allow delivery to certain areas?
No. This is a very scary road to go down. This is something like RP was talking about with a few months ago with rideshare, and how dare, you know, like Uber and Lyft sit there and take the money of pedophiles and this and that and felons, and it's like, oh, so now you want to restrict rideshare from felons? That's just a slippery slope fallacy. Like, I'm sorry. No, you can't restrict it. You know, there's always going to be good people in bad neighborhoods. There's always going to be bad people in good neighborhoods. You can't do that. Great point. I think we lost Laura. Maybe she'll come back. Dasher Benj, what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, like you said, good people in bad areas, bad people in good areas. There's really no way to measure that exactly, and I don't know what that would look like on the DoorDash end. Like, how are they supposed to measure what's a bad neighborhood? Where do you draw the line and everything? What would that look on the customer's end? Sorry, yeah. DoorDash is not available in your area. Your neighbor sucks. Not like, oh, okay, this guy 2 blocks down can order DoorDash just fine. Like Welty's saying in the chat right now. Shout out to Welty. Thanks for the love, man. I really appreciate it. But he said, no, can't be elitist.
No, you can't. And with food delivery, right? It's not, you know, and I want to read this comment from Dustin that's driving. Rideshare needs to provide real names and photos, period. I do believe that. I don't like how Uber and Lyft allow a passenger basically to put a name in of Snowflake, let's just say, right? Or whatever, right? Or Pinocchio, and no real photo, no whatever. And I really don't even know who's getting in my car. And you could sign up on the app with like a little, you know, burner credit card, and that's not cool. I don't like that Uber does that. I understand why they do it, but I don't like that. I think that's
picture
not
ID
being
to be
safe for the
required.
driver. Yeah, it's kind of wild, right? And they don't do a good enough job of that, and that is for sure. The Matrix, what do you think? Should we eliminate certain neighborhoods from being from consumers being able to order on the gig app? Why you laugh? That's a very sinister laugh.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, that's ridiculous. No app in the world would ever consider saying, hey, we're going to judge this neighborhood and all the people in it to be crappy tippers. And that I've taken orders to really rich One of my first orders ever was, and I didn't know what I was doing. It was $1 million house with 2 Teslas in the driveway. Dropped it off, click confirm, 0 tip. And I was like, it was like a $6 base because they had juiced it up. Best order I ever had, I took to a crappy, terrible neighborhood. It was last Halloween, and it was a $55 tip on a Red Lobster order. And when I was taking it, I'm like, it's a good order no matter what. But, it'll surprise you. I make that decision, though. DoorDash doesn't need to make that decision. I decide if I want to go to crappy neighborhoods or rich neighborhoods, and then I use that as my business model. DoorDash does not need to segregate neighborhoods and people. I mean, what the hell are we talking about? I've had
the same experience. It's not like a $55 tip, but I've delivered to drop-offs with like trash. Like they have not cleaned up their porch in 20 years. It's literally everything. You're walking on bottle caps and Coke cans and just
dead rats and tennis shoes.
But these are people who are somehow can afford to tip.
Yeah. We cannot judge that book by its cover, and I would not want DoorDash to even dabble in that. And
I don't
they're just being frugal.
For me, I'm not. I wasn't asking it because I asked it because it's been posted to me probably 20 times in the last 6 or 7 months in certain comments I've seen, and I think it was more about safety versus tipping, and so I think it's more like think of a neighborhood. And listen, let me get my opinion out the way. Yeah, that's stupid. Like we can't. Be prejudiced to certain neighborhoods just because of this or that, right? But are there neighborhoods? There's clearly neighborhoods a lot of us don't want to go to. We've all been talking about that, right? So who is delivering to these really bad? Like I'll tell you this right now. So obviously I'm in St. Louis, and there's a part of St. Louis, but it's technically in Illinois called East St. Louis. Okay. I can be in East St. Louis in 15 minutes from now. It's right next to downtown St. Louis. If anybody's been to St. Louis, you got the Arch, the other side of the Arch where the Mississippi River, boom, East St. Louis. You got strip clubs. You got all kinds of stuff over there.
Yeah.
Dangerous. Bodies are buried over there, right? And thank you, Rodney. Appreciate that. And I'll tell you this. Do I think that area at 2 a.m. should have a delivery in certain blocks, 2 a.m. McDonald's delivery? I don't know. I would never take one. But should the people that live over there be punished because of where they live? Absolutely not. Right. So it's kind of like this weird little mix, right? Because
I'll tell you,
I'm not delivering to the state streets in East St. Louis at 2 a.m. I don't care if it's paying me $100.
I'll tell you what though, Pedro. There are communities in my city that don't get DoorDash delivery because they're in between zones. They're like these amazing $1 million homes with like 10 or 50 acres on them, but they're too far out of the north zone and the south zone. And so when people try to order DoorDash, it says, we're sorry, DoorDash is currently unavailable in your area.
I bet you Grubhub does because Grubhub goes further out.
Maybe. I don't.
Listen,
in my market, they do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Welty again brings up a good point. Yeah, he says Amazon Flex just takes you wherever. He's been to a lot of places, he says.
I've seen some of those.
Imagine Amazon or FedEx discriminating against bad neighborhoods. That would be weird.
Well, and I'll say this. Okay, I was born in Chicago. Okay, raised in Chicago a little bit. Spent a lot of summers in Chicago with my cousins. And I've seen a lot of crazy things in Chicago. If anybody's from Chicago, there's certain parts it is rough, but it's such a big city, millions and millions and millions of people that the crime's crazy there, but like per capita, it's worse in St. Louis. But I'll tell you this, growing up as a young adolescent, okay, I was around a lot of crazy things in Chicago and my eyes saw crazy stuff. But it wasn't until I got to St. Louis and lived in the suburbs in nicer communities that I actually saw physically every day stuff that was still bad. So if we think that it's only bad neighborhoods and poor people that are doing crimes, that's not true. The suburbs, these kids in the suburbs that go to the nice schools, they're doing just as much drugs. They're getting in just as much trouble. We just don't talk about it because it's just hidden. It's like almost, it's not even hidden. It's in plain sight, right? And we think that the crime we think only crime and the bad stuff comes from the dirty neighborhoods. That's not true. These kids these kids in the counties and all that and all, listen, and the parents partying on the weekends, they do just as much stuff. They just do not get caught. And I'll debate anybody about that. That's at least that's been my experience of what I've seen. Okay.
And the city of Miami just surpassed Chicago in per capita murders.
Oh, did they? Damn.
Yeah, Miami, tiny little Miami. They had like 500.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people in a small area in Miami.
Yeah,
and you have a lot of people from around the world and a lot of drugs and a lot of people.
Per capita, Miami just ranked number 5, not in the United States, in the world.
That's crazy.
So you throw up Chicago up there. There's so many people. It's so densely populated. It just depends. St. Louis is the same way. St. Louis is densely populated, right?
Yeah, densely populated. I think it's we got 300,000 in St. Louis, whatever, in St. Louis City. But it's per capita. It's in most of the crime is in 4 or 5 neighborhoods, basically, right? And it's wild, man, over here.
St. Louis worked the same way as Chicago. Is there a north side and the south side, and is there a difference?
Yeah. Yes. North side, south side, both sides have areas and pockets that can be very dangerous. North side has more killings and shootings and things like that. South side has a lot of carjackings, robberies, a lot of smaller kind of crime, drugs and stuff like that. But it's still interesting. They're both bad in their different ways. You know what I mean? But
I just asked, like, if you were driving in the city, like, would you pick? I want to drive north side or south side, depending on.
I'd rather drive south side only because I'm a lot more familiar with it, right? So I feel like I just feel safer because there's a familiarity. I've driven north city and north side, but I'm not as familiar. So sometimes when you're not as familiar with the ins and outs of the neighborhood, you just don't feel as safe. But I'll still go. I mean, I'll still do north area if during the daytime. I just would never do it at night.
Is your airport south? Your international airport?
The airport is more north. So the airport is about, it is north. It's in North County. Technically, I think it's Hazelwood or something like that. But if you go just 10 minutes south of the airport, then it's like downtownish. And then you go a little more north of there, northeast, then it's kind of bad over in that area. So,
gotcha.
Yeah. Listen, gentlemen, any final thoughts on what we've been talking about tonight or anything else you got in your mind? I'll start with you, Bud Soda.
He's still muted.
Still muted.
Hold up. Sean, the rational driver. I'll start with you, man. Final thoughts?
I mean, not really. I mean, I just I find it interesting with some of the things we discuss and bring up, stuff like that. I mean, like this is something that when it comes to your previous question, asking about limiting certain neighborhoods and stuff like that. This is like one of the most heated arguments that I keep getting into on the YouTubes is about tipping. And when I look at other drivers' data, and I am like, okay, so how many rides have you done? How many times have you been tipped? What neighborhoods do you drive? And I start, as soon as I bring up any kind of like, where do you drive? What is the demographics of the area? Immediately, I get labeled into this like, oh, you're a misogynist, you're a racist, you're this, you're this-ist. It's like, no, all that matters, there are all these play into effect when it comes into like safety, tipping, so, and honestly, and I kind of made a joke in live chat. I think when you initially brought up the topic, it's like you just described like redlining in a way. Like I think it's I don't know.
I hear you, man. I always like doing these types of little panels or whatever because we're gonna get different perspectives, right? Based on our markets, the lives that we've lived, the experiences that we've had. And I always like when we can kind of go back and forth on something and learn something from one another, or we could like agree or disagree on something. I think that's important, and we can all have these conversations and just throw things out there for a little bit of thought, a little bit of opinion, right? And and work our brain muscles a little bit. I think it's good.
Well, not just that, but like when I did my interview on the rideshare guy back in July, one of the things I brought up with driver safety was like I have a list of rules about an area, like an unknown area that I drive in, and if the place that I'm in checks off any of these, trigger any of these check marks, I don't drive in that area. And it was kind of like the reaction was kind of laughable because I was like, if there's open garbage everywhere, I'm not driving in that neighborhood. If there's if there's this, if there's that, and it's information is knowledge.
Absolutely.
Like
It's knowledge is power. So I agree 100%. Dasher Ben's final thoughts.
Yeah, I like a lot of what was said tonight. It is something that I do need to pay a little bit closer attention to because to me, just nighttime is just nighttime. It's like makes it nice and chill, more beautiful. Just the solitude and the crickets and everything. You really don't think about all the pervs out there.
Less traffic. And most of it at night, you know what I mean? So you're going to get around a lot quicker. So
yeah, I love the less traffic, and that does that kind of adds to the feeling of security for me, I think. But yeah, you do, of course, don't want to. I need to think of more measures to put in for myself. Like I guess being more aware of my surroundings. I mean, I am to a point. Always lock your car, obviously, and always turn it off and everything. And if you absolutely must park in a weird spot, use your blinker lights.
But sometimes it's those little kind of things that we forget to do.
Yeah,
that could really just keep you safe, as safe as possible, right?
But yeah, definitely carry pepper spray. If you're comfortable carrying a weapon, a firearm or whatever. Your judgment call. I mean, I'm not going to disclose whether I do that or not or whatnot, but the worst DoorDash can do is fire you,
Yep.
And it's sorry, where was I going?
There's always Uber Eats if DoorDash fires you.
Well, it's a lot slower, but there's Burger King's always hiring.
Listen, we got to protect ourselves. So give the Matrix final sentences, final thoughts here.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the safety thing goes, I've laid it out. The only time I've ever made a list is with Spark, where I saw tips backed out. And so I just kind of made a list that I'm not going to deliver to the area. There's been some other times where I've had some safety issues where I thought, I'm just not going to do that anymore. And again, it was when I was going for Top Dasher and I took orders that I would normally not take, going to neighborhoods that I would normally not take. And I found myself taking them. I'm 67%, 68%. Like, oh man, I got to take this last order to get Top Dasher, back in October and November. But for now, man, I'm fine. Like I'm just free. I don't constrict myself to, I have to take this order or that order. I'm doing, YouTube now. I find myself editing my damn videos like 8 hours a day because I go out.
Hold on. Are you editing for 8 hours?
Sometimes, man, it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't look like it, but I do like music and black and white and drive along or like deliveries.
I've seen
video by video. So I find myself getting home at like 6 o'clock now, and I'm editing until like midnight. And then the next day, I see how many views or subscribers I've gotten, and it's going good. I owe a lot of gratitude to you because you kind of launched me on this platform when I launched my YouTube channel. My subscriber rate is low, but my views are high. So, I'm doing kind of 2 jobs at once, and I love it. But it takes a lot of time.
It can take time, and just keep grinding, man. Keep doing it. If you're liking it, if you're feeling like it's worth your time, don't stop. You know what I mean? Keep grinding. So
I watched your first video that you showed a couple of nights ago. My very first Pedro Santiago, first video, and I'm like, God damn it! If he can make it, I can make it. Let's go. Let's keep going.
Listen. I am a dude with an opinion and an iPhone 11 when I started this channel. If I can do it, and I have my technology skills are crap. I don't have any other social media. Just keep grinding. If you think you have something to offer of value, just try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
YouTube is an amazing place for that.
No, your videos were so raw and so clean and so like this is the day in the life of, as gritty as you can do it. Let's go.
I wanted it. Yeah, that's how I wanted it. So, gentlemen, I appreciate you guys. I'm going to get to this giveaway announcement and the details of that. Appreciate you guys very, very much. Have a great rest of the evening.
Thanks,
Be
Pedro.
situationally aware, guys. Take care, guys.
Good night, friendly.
All right. So we have, appreciate y'all. Let me take these headphones off for a second because they look crazy. All right. Man, great conversation. Appreciate that. Shout out to Scorpion Heat Seeker, member for 8 months. Love the vacation vids. Welcome back. Appreciate you, man. Let me put that up real quick. Appreciate everybody for coming in, sharing opinions. Appreciate the panel. Oh, I didn't see that. That's weird. Okay, anyways. All right. I wanted to mention this earlier, but it just organically, the conversation and the live it is what it is. So if you're watching on a replay and you made it this far, awesome. Now, this is what we got going on. Let me go ahead and put this up for y'all. So today's the 15th, right? So basically now for the rest of January, okay? So January till February 1st, basically, okay? Let me go ahead and put this up. 1 second. Hold on. Let me boom. There's my Solo logo. You guys see it right up? There it is right there. There she blows. Solo. All right. Y'all know I got the shirt on as well. Listen, this is on purpose, all right? Y'all know I have a partnership with Solo. I have a deal with them. It's a good one. It's an exclusive one in some ways, okay? Solo, for those of you that don't know, it's a gig app that helps drivers with some guaranteed earnings information, a smart schedule, basically telling you good days that you could go out to work to maximize your time. You can track your mileage, give you tax information. In my opinion, it's a really good app for especially drivers that are new. So if you've been on the app for a couple of months or less, in my opinion, I want you to go check this app out. It's not in every city, but in 2023, they're expanding. So it's probably going to be in your city at some point this year, very, very soon. Okay. So this is a giveaway I want to do to start the year off, and I'll be doing some other ones. $500 giveaway. This is all you have to do to enter in, and there's only one stipulation. If we don't get as many signups, maybe we'll do a lesser amount. Haven't made that decision yet. This giveaway, just to be 100% transparent, the $500 is coming from me, not Solo. But I'm in partnership with them. They know about this. I want to try to get as many people onto the app, introduced to the app, and then I want to give somebody $500. Who doesn't like giveaways? I'm the king of giveaways in this space. I've given away thousands of dollars, and in 2023, that's not going to stop. Why do I do giveaways? I like doing giveaways. It's good engagement. I like giving back. Who doesn't like free stuff? Who doesn't want or need $500? It's very simple, okay? So for the next 2 weeks, or basically for the whole month of January, I'm announcing it now. I've put in little clips here or there. So anybody that signed up for Solo, I'm going to put a link in a second, and then there'll be videos throughout this month. You could check out old videos. You could find my link in a lot of places. I'll put it in this video. I'm going to put it in the live. If you're watching the replay, it'll be in the description of the video. So anybody that has signed up already, I think we have about 80 signups in the first couple of weeks. So your name will be included if you signed up already and you're watching. And anybody that signs up from this point on until the end of January will be entered in to win. If we get up to 250 signups, I'm going to personally give somebody $500. Solo will look at everybody that signed up at the end of the month. They'll send me the names. We'll pick a name on a live, the last Sunday show, basically, or I have to look at the calendar date, but we'll do it live like we do on the giveaways, and I'll do it live, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, whatever you got. I send you $500 and we'll do it live, and we'll pick that person. It'll be random. So all you got to do is sign up for the Solo app. We get 250 people that sign up. It's very easy. $500. As simple as that. So basically it's going to pay for, Solo does cost a little bit of money at first. There's a free trial period. I think it's $7.99 a month. This is an app that on average makes gig workers 20 to 30% more after you have the app, after you sign up and use the app. Solo will not be for everybody. You might have an app that does something for you already. That's fine. But look at check it out, use it if it's in your app. $500. Nobody else is going to give away that kind of money on this channel or in this space. I want you guys to be as informed as possible, as knowledgeable. This is for all, especially for my new peeps. New people come to this channel every single day. We get about 60 to 80 subscribers a day that are brand new. So I really feel like this app could be helpful for you. This is not a paid video by Solo. This was my idea. I brought it up to Solo. They said, boom, do it, run with it. $500 giveaway. I'll probably do something in February. I'll probably do something in March. As they continue to grow, we'll probably do other kind of cool giveaways, and maybe Solo will give away some things to y'all. We'll see. But I'll be plugging this app, talking about this app this year. That's the giveaway. So, yes, let me put this comment up right here. I'm sure Pedro has something planned for veteran drivers. He said so in his short earlier today. I do. Now, for me, the veteran drivers, for me, it's harder to try to do app-based giveaways like Solo, because a lot of you vets out there, you kind of know your area, right? You know your market. You know what days are good to work. You know this, you know that, right? So for me, the veteran drivers and people that know what they're doing, the kind of things that I'm going to offer in 2023 will be different. The giveaways will be different. Some of the content will be different. The website that I'll be launching pretty much any day now, it's kind of ready. My business partner, him and I got a meeting tomorrow, Monday. Shout out to Sam Jaywalk if you're listening or watching a replay. And then there's a network coming. So the things that I'm going to offer the veterans are going to be different. It's going to be ways to do things and challenge us to think about the apps differently, to move not past it 100%, but just figure out ways that we can make more passive income. And there's going to be things I'm going to be sharing with you guys there. For the new drivers, it's going to be ways to maximize your time now as a newer driver, so that in your mind, if you were going to say, I'm going to do this for a year or two or some months, maybe I could cut that short for you so you can get to your end game a little bit quicker. I hope that makes sense, right? And we'll always do giveaways on this channel. I feel like I do one a month or so, and I'm going to try to continue to do some and just random ones. So just know that will always happen, right? I'm sure I missed a lot of comments as I'm rambling here. So let me go up and see if I can read any that might be, maybe there's a question that's been asked. Let me scroll up a little bit. Pedro's riding Solo. Call him Jason Derulo. Jason Derulo. What up, Welty? How you doing, man? Appreciate you for watching, man. So what about those who have already been signed up? Ooh, great question, Dasher Bench. If you've already been signed up, we have had separate other giveaways from Solo in the past. So this particular giveaway is going to be for anybody that's for the entire month of January, right? If you've signed up already, I don't have anything at the current moment because we've done some in the past already, but we'll see what we can do in the future. Great question. Yo says Solo is amazing. Okay, don't have Solo. Cash money after. Solo is legit. Brenda is 14 days. I can Solo. And like I said, it's not going to be in every market, guys. Not in every city yet, right? Pizza bag. I got it. Listen, man, I failed at getting my pizza bag connect. They never call me back. I got to get some more pizza bags. I know you guys love those. I think I've sent out about 11 or 12 to this point. We do have the giveaway for the shirt. I have not picked the comment out yet. I'll announce that winner at some point this week, and I'll get the comment that I pick. Hopefully that person will see it. I have a shirt that I had bought on the cruise, and I put it in the video, and I'm going to give that shirt away. It's kind of I think it's a Cozumel shirt, Cozumel cruise shirt, something like that. I don't know. I'm going to give it away. Why not? Joe, what up? What up? Let's play Doordash. What up? To my dad, so I need to reset up just to get my mind. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that, Rational Driver. I have an old video about bags. Okay. What's going on, Pedro? I've been in channel before. Let me read this comment. I'm trying to do YouTube myself. If you can give me a shout out. Is that Jack? Jake? That's Jake. Jake Longo. What's going on, Pedro? I've been on your channel before. I'm trying to do YouTube. What's your channel, man? What's your channel about? I'm all about the tubes, man. Listen, Joe, it was, man. I feel very blessed that I was able to take that cruise. It was a great experience. I will say Traveling with a toddler is crazy. But I'll say this. My daughter, Ruby, is a G. She stayed up. She had a great time. She said hi to everybody on the cruise. She was the princess of that cruise ship. And she had a great time, and she was well behaved. And it was, but traveling, getting there and come, that can be tough with a toddler. But while we were on the cruise, she's just amazing. We had a great time. Oh, yes, I forgot to send the link. Okay. I'm going to post a link, and I'm going to pin the link to the solo in the chat right now. And let me do that. And I'll be doing it throughout videos that I make this week. And if you're watching on the replay, I don't know if you should be able to see the live chat, but you'll be able to actually click the link for the solo link in the description box of the actual video. So let me go ahead and put that in for you guys right now. Quick disclaimer. I have a partnership with Solo. So I do make money on the links if you do sign up. I want to be transparent with that as well. I want to be 100% transparent with that. I have a deal with Solo, and I have no problem saying that. Part of leveling up, part of betting on you, part of that, and for me at least, is to work with companies that I think are good. I'm very selective with who I pick. I get emails every single day. Pedro, do this. Pedro, do that. And I've literally only worked with 3. That's it. So if you see me talk about something, it's because I either use it or I think that there's a benefit and value to the community for this particular app or this whatever, right? But I want to get that out the way so that nobody's thinking anything different. Can't make any assumptions, okay? Let's just stay in that. I want to stay on the chat with you guys for a little bit. Good luck out there. Who's this? I don't think I've seen. Oh, Doordash Disco Dancing Donnie. I like that. Doordash Disco Dancing Donnie. I don't think I've seen that name in here before. Appreciate you stopping in, man. Listen, my boy Brandon. I see Brandon everywhere. What up, bro? Shout out to Brandon. BetonYou Secos one day at a time. No problem saying that. Absolutely not. I have no problem saying that at all. I've been saying this since day one. I'm all about trying to maximize my time and my money and my dollars and my reach and my whatever, right? And that's part of it. So, oh yeah, Welty, I saw that. I think I commented on it, and that's awesome, man. I think I remember you said that is what your mother or father or some family member, you asked them to get you that for Christmas. And I think it just came in, right? I remember. I got a good memory, young man. And very honored. Anytime I see somebody wear that shirt, or it's a pretty cool thing, man. I got to say. And my girlfriend's been working. We do have some new designs. I want to make some more merch and things like that. I just haven't had the time to like push or think about that because I got other more important things to me. But appreciate you buying the shirt, man. I really do. Link doesn't work. What do you mean? Let me click on it. When I click on the link, it should take you to something that looks like that. I just clicked on it, and then you will either download or open the app, and then it should work because I know other people. So Music City, you might want to check something out on your end. Is anybody else having a problem if you click on it? Because it should work okay. If you guys got any cruise questions, I can hang out for a little while and answer some. Was your cruise ship had the pool waterfall that made a sharp turn into sea? No. We did have a roller coaster, and then there was like this, what do you call it? Like a obstacle thing up there, basketball hoop. Nothing that went into the sea though. No. I don't think they could do that. I didn't think they could. Okay, so somebody else says that the link does work. Okay, so that's good. Let's see here. Not on Instacart. Waiting list. Okay. We got 135 likes. Appreciate y'all. But let's get the likes up, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. For real. Brandon Diaz says, if you order room service and don't tip, you're a miserable human being. You know about the cruise, it's a mandatory 18% gratuity. Right. So I'll share with y'all a story. We were on room service 3 times. Madison ordered it once when she was, and Madison ordered it once. I ordered it twice just because. And each time there's an 18% gratuity. And then both times I gave the guy, like, I think I gave him a 5 one time. I don't know if Madison tipped or not, but there's an automatic gratuity. It says it. And then there's an option after you have it delivered, you can tip even more, right? So, and at the end of your cruise, you have to basically assign like a credit card, and everything's on cards. There's no cash on the cruise unless you go to the casino, right? You can't pay for cash for a drink, for any food. It's all on your card. And at the end, there's like a running bill, right? Guess how much I spent? Put it in the comments if you want. If anybody gets close, I'll admit it. Okay. So anyways, we were there for 7 days. And at the end, there's a bill. And then you see that the gratuity per person, so per adult. So they don't charge for Ruby. So anyways, there's a standard amount for me and Madison of the gratuity that we were charged based on just us being there for 7 days. Right. And then it's basically like a tip pool, and it tells you the money, the gratuity pool goes to this segment of workers, blah, blah, blah. Right. And yeah, so I mean, the workers are making money, but then they're also making cash tips and things like that. But I think that a big majority of people on the cruise aren't tipping cash because they know that they're just tipping. There's an 18% gratuity. That's why I made that video when I was there. What do you think about automatic gratuity in DoorDash? Would that work? Would it be bad? Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? And while the service on a cruise ship and what they do is very different than what we do, there are some similarities, right? Kathleen says 1920. Let me see if anybody gets close here. 800, 1500, 1150, 925, 600, about 350. I will say this: there was a all you can drink beverage package. I did not sign up for. Originally, I was going to, but Madison doesn't drink, and I would have had to buy it for both of us, but I would have been the only one drinking, so I didn't, and I just paid for every cocktail, like at the time. And now I bought drinks for other people. Each cocktail on average is $12 to $13. And on those receipts, you see an automatic gratuity as well already put in. So you're paying an automatic gratuity on your purchases for drinks and alcohol. And then you're paying a separate gratuity of 18 or a separate flat gratuity, which is not 18% at the end. So if that makes sense to anybody. $500, $270. So Scorpion Heat Secret thinks I only spent $275 in 7 days for the what I charged on my card. You got to remember, you can also buy things and merchandise and all kinds of stuff with this card, right? When you would go, when you would port side, the card would work at one of the ports, but not the other two. I don't know how that works. But plastic bags. I don't know what plastic bag are you talking about. $4,500, James. No, I did not spend $4,500 on my credit card. Jonah says $1,000. Very close. I'll say that. Jonah is very close. That's what I'll say. Hold on, Brandon. Hold on. I like this comment. There was one short page that looked looked lit. Yeah. Litty lit. You're not wrong. The excursions can get expensive. We went on one excursion. We went out to this boat. There was 8 of us, and they took us out. We went fishing, swimming. We could have done snorkeling, but we didn't. And then we just chilled. They made us fresh ceviche with the 5 fish that we caught. Made us tacos, ceviche, guacamole, all you can drink. It was one of the highlights of the cruise. And these 3 gentlemen were absolutely amazing. I tipped them handsomely. They took great care of us. Let me read this comment. Something about Colorado. Colorado passed a law to get rid of plastic bags. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't have enough information. I'm not really informed on the eco. What's the what it does to the ecosystem? I guess you could say. I don't know. What do we do? Is it all paper now? I have no idea. Colorado's super progressive, though, with certain laws, right? So I'm not surprised by it. But honestly, I don't have a strong opinion either way. I need to know more about it. I still see the guesses coming in. Oh, look at this very specific guess. So, yeah, I did not spend that. No, I did not spend that much. And maybe you guys were misinformed. What I had to spend on the card was basically the flat gratuity for 2 adults and then anything I drank. And then any food purchases that weren't all inclusive. Most of the places you could eat were for free, but there were some that we decided to, eat that weren't for free. And then there was also the room service. And then there was some things that we purchased. You put on the card. Yeah. I will say there's a place called The Big Chicken. It's a Shack kind of owned place, I think. Actually, Shack is a spokesperson for Carnival Cruise Lines. Didn't know if you guys knew that. Anyways, The Big Chicken place has a bomb-ass chicken, man. It was so good. I ate there like 5 times. Chicken sandwiches, chicken tenders. The fries were good. Like, the lines were crazy long sometimes, but really good. Ooh, hold up. People just carrying items out of stores in carts and putting items in their cars. No paper bags either. How do people deliver? Ooh, interesting. So Costco does the same thing, guys. Aldi in a similar fashion. Costco doesn't have plastic bags. What are your thoughts on that? They give you a box that's recyclable and you have to do it yourself. Anybody? Thoughts? I'll say this. This might be unpopular. I don't care. I always keep it 100 with you guys. Always. I want you guys, if you've ever traveled and gone on to other places in the world, okay? You go to certain markets, stores, they have stuff laid out and they don't wrap every single thing. In America, one of the things I think that we do that is it's in excess, and I do not like it, is everything is wrapped. And then there's another box, and it's wrapped in a box, and it's labeling, and it's a box in a box, and a bag in a bag. And I'll go to a store, and I'll buy like 1 stick of gum, and they'll put a stick of gum in a damn bag. Like, the bag thing can get a little bit out of control. It's just a lot of waste. We have to be thinking about that. Now, I'm not saying what Colorado's doing is right, but I'm just telling you, my opinion is we do have way too many things wrapped in bags and this and that, and a lot of stuff. So I appreciate Costco, the fact that they don't do it the way that they do it. That's just my opinion. Hate me in the comments. I don't care. But we do over package in this country. And I think most of us would have to just agree with that. That's a fact. And that's a fact. That is not an opinion. We over package. Everything is in a bag, in a bag, in a bag, in a bag. Now, I don't think there's really any debating that. What do y'all say? I'll read some comments. Maybe you guys are throwing me under the bus. 98. What's going on here with these numbers? What's up, Light? What are you talking about, bro? Sam's got unnecessary bagging of produce. Facts. Facts, Random Ryan. We bag way too much crap that does not need a bag. That's fact. That's how I feel about it. You guys got me on the bag thing. That's my opinion. Sam's Club and Aldi's doesn't use bags. Well, yeah, you could buy bags though, right? You can buy bags, but they don't automatically bag it. You're right, they don't. It's also an efficiency thing. When you think of Costco and Aldi, they're all about being fast. So I think that's why. It's a big reason why. What up? What up? I reuse my plastic bag. See, listen. I reuse my plastic bags to clean up my backyard. Listen, I have so many plastic bags. Not so many, but everybody, if you're a middle America household, and most of us in the chat fit into that, you have a plastic bag drawer, a plastic bag in a plastic bags, and you don't throw them away, you keep them because, you pick up your dog doo-doo, you put things in them. That's good because you're reusing it. I see people getting a single 20-ounce pop bag at the gas station. Too many bags, guys. You guys asked me the question. I'm just saying, overall, we bag a bag to bag a bag. I have a shirt right here in a bag, and it came in a bag. There's no reason to have a bag in a bag. Somebody debate me right now. I almost want to put the StreamYard link up. A bag in a bag in a bag in a bag. I mean, I have things around me that I could. I mean, there's just think about that. Why? For marketing, I get it, right? We want to have, but there's so many things, man. We got a lot of waste in this country. This is a good question. The point: how do we shop and deliver without bags? Don't know. The company's going to have to come up with some ways. If we're independent contractors, do we have to purchase some bags on our own? Some cheap reusable ones? I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. It's a great question. But honestly, I don't have an answer. And I think that's probably what you guys are having issue with, I would imagine, right? Because that's going to make our jobs harder. I get that 100%. But I'm probably going off the range a little bit. So I get what you're saying. I use your hot bags. Yeah, and then we have to take it out. I mean, it makes it difficult. There ain't no lie. You buy your own bag and reuse them, give it as a tool. Yep, I can see that. But then how do you get, if you're doing an 80-item Instacart and you're in Colorado and you have a lot of small items like we do sometimes of produce, are we supposed to take everything out of that bag and then put it in just outside? That'd be a little weird. Plus, take a lot of time. Our customers going to have to be mandated or suggested to have a designated area for their groceries to be put. Smart customers would probably figure out some kind of something for that. I don't know. It's a good question. I didn't know that was going on. Plastic bags are great for cat litter. Yeah, they are. But does anybody disagree with me? Do you guys think we have an appropriate amount of bag? Like, do you guys think the way that we bag stuff, do you think it's cool? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's safe for the environment? Does anybody think that putting a bag in a bag is smart? Appreciate that, Life. What's he got here? New Jersey bans bags already. Customer pays for a reusable bag. Okay, there you go. That's how New Jersey's doing it. Oh, man, these comments are going fast. I'm trying to catch some. Colorado, I imagine, will have plastic. Just go to buy it for, like, here in Austin, Texas. Okay. I think the bag charge is built in for those of us in states where that has happened. Interesting. I think a lot of us are not going to like this for various reasons, and I think some will. Kind of is what it is. I think this is the way the world's going. A lot of changes are happening in certain states and cities and municipalities. The way we look at the world, what we learn about the world, what we learn about things around us is changing, so policies will change. I think it's very normal. If anything, there's been a lot more significant changes in the last 100 years. But these type of things are going to continue to happen. I don't give them much thought, but it's fun to think about as we're discussing late Sunday night, early Monday morning. No, in Colorado, it has not been built in for us. Okay. Nomadic Gig Econ Mom says, New York, NYC laws, no plastic bags since 2020. Interesting. And I bet for you guys or anybody in NYC, it's just kind of normal business, right? You get used to it. We adapt, we adjust. The good thing about us is we can adjust, we can adapt. We could figure it out, right? Think about all the things we've had to do in the last couple of years, right? The apps force us to be wasteful. Ooh, I like this one. Hold up. The apps force us to be wasteful. You're not wrong there. Driven Mom, what up, Lisa? The Colorado law just went into effect January. Ooh, so it's brand new. We're 2 weeks in, right? Interesting. I would love to, Lisa and Tony, keep me up. I'll check in with y'all. Let me know how that's going out there for y'all. Obese says, when are they going to force us to wear? I don't think we're going to get to that point again. That's my opinion. I hope I don't have to wear a mask again. But who knows, man? Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if something else happened. Who knows? I don't think about that. That's not something I think about, though, often. Dashing Grandpa says, oh, sorry, I didn't click on it. If people would just use common sense when bagging items, it wouldn't be that bad. Good point. When I'm doing my shopping, I try to use common sense, bag things and with how I'd want them to be bagged, right? When I'm taking them out of my bag and putting them in, I'm having my pantry together, my meats, my chicken separate, my cold stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like that's, but I definitely think there's people out here that are just putting whatever in whatever, right? Yos Malone says, mass work. Signed pizza bag is all I think about. Come on, Pedro. Common Pedro. I don't know. Maybe the chat, some of y'all are watching this at a different. What up, DJ Tricks? What up? What up? I hope you're doing well, brother. I'll talk to you soon. Tina says, thank you so much for this channel. Thank you so much for this channel and information. I've been dashing for a couple of weeks. These discussions really help me. Download the Solo app. Download. Awesome. Tina, this is what this channel is about. Helping, connection, teaching people to bet on you, challenging ourselves. Coming, and especially this show, it's the end of the week, but we're beginning a new week. A place to come and chill and catch good vibes and all that kind of stuff, right? So I appreciate you saying that. It means a lot to me. Brenda says, Solo will not let me connect to Uber Eats, just Uber. What do I do? Check your Uber Eats settings, I think is what you might have to do. But if you connected with Uber, it might work with both. I don't know. But check your Uber Eats setting. I know somebody else had that issue. And then beyond that, reach out to maybe Solo support, and they might be able to help you a little bit further. Okay. Check this one out. The Driven Mom says, shopping for a family of 7 definitely requires lots of bags. I bet. I've had to learn how to bag groceries into like 3 reusable bags. I bet. Yeah, 7. Yeah, I went shopping. I took Ruby to the Aldi today. We had to get, we were gone for the 9th day was today, and we needed some groceries, right? So I went groceries. I think we had maybe 10 bags. And then also had 2 things out of a bag. No, 4 things out of the bag. I had the Tide Pods out of the bag, and I had milk and a big bag of chicken out of a bag because I didn't. So, but I had 9 or 10 bags, the handled paper bags from Aldi, and that's just a family of 3. And I could have got more, so I can only imagine a family of 7. Y'all rocking some bags on bags on bags. What up, Light? What up? What up? All right, so I got one other thing. One other thing to talk about. So 2023, a lot of things are going to be coming. Just know that they're being worked on. I took this last week vacation. It was timed on purpose because 2023, I'm going to be a busy bee. I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to continue to challenge you guys. I'm going to continue to make YouTube content, continue to work on outside ventures, continue to make different types of content. I'm going to be collaborating with people in the next upcoming weeks, finalizing some deals with, I'll mention the channel names now because I've talked to him. I just need to talk to him again. Dashing Trader, I think he's in here, right? Me and him are going to be working together. Nova Dasher, if you guys know who that is. And Lou and Mary from the Long Island Dash Experience. I'm going to be working with them on some content, exclusive stuff. They'll be working with me. I'll be working with them. You'll be seeing their face in some videos on this channel in the upcoming weeks and maybe even months to come, maybe the whole year. So I got a lot of things planned, man, and I'm super excited, but I needed to take a week of reflection, a week of pause in a way to get my mind right, get my body right, and appreciate what I've been able to do, but understand that the work is not yet done. I still have a lot that I will accomplish, a lot that I want to accomplish. I have a lot of things I will fail at. I'll have a lot of things that I'll have success with. You guys will see it every step of the way because I do a video every single day. You'll see if I make a mistake. You'll see if I have a success. You'll see if I act crazy. My goal is to be very positive this year. My goal is to try different things with DoorDash and the apps to give you guys information versus spewing my opinion without having facts. That's why I will continue to probably still do a little earn with time because 98% of you guys absolutely hate it. And I get it. And I'll just show you my experience in hopes that maybe 1 other percent say, hey, let me try it. And then maybe it works for them and you make more money. We don't know unless we try. DoorDash is adapting. If you don't adapt, you might die. Some would say you will die. We have to be willing to adapt and challenge ourselves. These gig companies aren't going to get easier. If anything, they'll get harder. But as they get harder, we get smarter. We use apps like Solo. We use our brain. We use what we remember. We use what we learn from other people. We learn from other great channels, not just mine. There's a lot of other really fantastic channels on YouTube, right? That's what we're doing here in 2023. I'm continuing to do the Wednesday motivation hour, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central. That'll start back up. We missed this Wednesday because we were gone. That'll start back up this Wednesday. It's a place where we come and we talk about just a lot of other things. And we just inspire. We give information. We vibe with each other. It's a midday check-in, midweek check-in. We do that every Wednesday. This channel will continue to evolve. That is my hopes. That is the plan. That will happen. It's extremely humbling to have you guys come in here every week, 200 plus, sometimes 300 people, sometimes 400 people watching me ramble, watching and listening to other people comment, asking questions, agreeing, disagreeing. It's humbling. I met 2 people while I was in the Caribbean Sea that knew me from YouTube. If you would have told me that 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, I would have said, that's crazy. It's humbling. It's awesome. It's fun. The reach is there. It's growing, right? It's amazing. I mean, all you can do is be honored by that. And I feel great about it. So to all the supporters out there, I love you very much. Keep supporting. To all the haters out there, I love you very much. Keep hating. You're looking at and you're hating on and you're supporting one of the most competitive human beings you'll meet. And my journey and the people I work with, the close-knit people I'm going to be working with, will continue to win and win and win and win. And you're coming for the ride, or you're going to be left on the wayside. The choice is up to you. I think that's where we're going to end alive. I feel really, really high. Not really. I'm not. I feel my vibes are really high is what I meant to say. I'm going to spend the rest of my night with my girls, if they're still up. I know one of them is. Ruby's probably sleeping. And I'll have a video off for y'all tomorrow. We did talk about the Dasher in St. Louis that got shot in the beginning. If you came in late, I'm going to try to figure out if I can get some more information from him. I don't know if I will be able to. I'm going to try. And if something comes up, if we can get some money together for him, I can do something. I wanted to see what he needs. I'll let you guys know what, and if something happens with that, because this is something that happened to somebody that's dashes in my zones, in my city, where I'm from. And I want to see if he needs something. And if he doesn't, he doesn't. You guys are amazing. I want you guys to have a great night. Consider hitting the thumbs up on the way out. And I'll catch you guys on the next video on the next live. Peace.